Hi, people, guys. So I'm gonna pick up where I left off at on the last video and finish talking to you guys about stuff. I had to go run and take care of errands, and like you can see, it's now night. Um, like I was saying, people like to dish it out, but don't like to get it back in return, right? I remember one time I was in the academy and um we were doing this thing where we had to do combat on one another, practicing skills and everything. So the young woman turns around. Now she's smaller than me. She knows I'm bigger than her and everything. But she attempted to try to break my wrist. When she seen that my wrist didn't break, she knew that she had to show up against me. Now we're partners in going up on this exercise. She knew she had to go up against me. Now you tried to break my wrist. You want to pick the biggest person to start problems with when you only are this big. I tell people this all the time. This is why for me now it's like mentally for me, I have to like my people taught me to program myself where I back off of people that's smaller than me and like take leniency on them to a certain degree because of the fact I know that I can hurt you. I know that I can hurt you. Had I done your wrist the way you did my wrist, I would have broke it. And I probably would have been blanked out in somebody's lodge listening to them talk to me while I'm completely blinded about how I ought to manage my anger and aggression against people because of my personality. So for me, when I seen this woman do this, I'm sitting up here and then she had switched partners. Like she didn't want to, you just now tried to attempt to break my hand. Now it's my turn, but you don't want to go up against me, so you try to do a switch. When you did your dirt, you was bold about it. But now it's time for you to pay the Pied Piper. Puppy, you don't want to play. You don't want to pay. You don't want to play with me. You played earlier. You don't want to play now, and it becomes something serious. So I tell people this all the time. Be careful how people are with you. They're showing you what they are. They're showing you how they are and everything. And I'm gonna tell you something. Some of the ugliest people do the ugliest things. And I'm gonna be real with you. You're wondering why you look the way you look and stuff like that. I have seen some of the ugliest people turn out to be the most beautiful people in the world. And I've seen some of the ugliest people just be pure ugly. In and out. Your inside met your outside perfectly. And I think that's how you ended up that way. And it's hard to tell people the truth about the stuff. So I'm gonna be real with you. I feel personally they shouldn't be allowed to get away with nothing because the word of God says an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You can sow that weed if you want to, but that's the same weed you sold to choke me off. It's the same weed that gotta come up and choke you off too. Because you refuse to believe in universal law. These people don't believe in universal law. So you gonna have to prepare yourself when dealing with them because they don't believe in universal law. Universal law says whatever I send out into the universe, it's going to pay me a visit. So if I'm sending out healing, I will be healed. If I'm sending out happiness, I will be happy. If I'm sending out wealth, I will be wealthy. If I'm sending out peace, I will be peaceful. If I'm sending out hope, I will be hopeful. In the time that I need these things, they will come unto me. And I'm going to be honest with you. That hasn't changed, but you're still dealing with ciphering. Because now we're dealing with, I sent it out, but it comes back with a harvest. Okay, so you just want to give me what I sent out, not my harvest that goes with what I sent out. You want to steal the harvest and give me back what I sent out. No, 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 no. I get a harvest with that. I sowed a seed, and you just want to hand me another, say, okay, well, you sowed a seed, the tree grew, there was a harvest, but all I want to give you is a seed. I don't want to give you the fruit from the tree. I don't want to give you the tree itself. I just want to give you the seed back, same seed that you used to sow it, and I want to keep the tree. And these is people personalities. This is what ciphering consists of. Okay, they didn't want to. They didn't want to do the work. Okay, I had to turn around and sow this, and I had to water it. I had to feed it. I had to do a million different things with it. But guess what? Once the harvest came, you wanted the harvest and hand me back what I did. That's not how that's supposed to work. You didn't work for it, so you don't get the harvest. You don't get the seed. You don't get the prosperity. That one seed rendered a million more seeds that you couldn't even see, that I didn't even get to see the harvest of or reap the harvest of. Because these people are trifling. They're ciphering. They like that. Another thing I would warn people about. Okay, in this day and time, everybody wants to get married. You want a husband, you want a wife, you want a companion, you want somebody to settle down with. But I can't tell you the sins of your spouse fall on you too. So guess what? Your husband don't do right. Right back at you, baby. You don't do right, your husband got to deal with it. So now you're dealing with the consequences of some situations that you shouldn't even have to deal with. But you got Apostle Paul screaming, hey, it's better to be alone. Why is it better to be alone, man? Apostle Paul screaming this constantly. Why is it better for me to be alone? Because there is a lot of stuff going on in our atmosphere in this season. There's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, you want to get married, you want to settle down, but this ain't marriage's season. This ain't the season to get married. This ain't the time for you to be sitting up there talking about getting married to something and finding companionship. This is the time for self-growth, self-evaluation, self-analyzing, to see where you stand at mentally, physically, and emotionally. And I'm going to tell you what you're going to run into. You're going to run into finding partners that are into hoism. You know why they into hoism? Because they don't have no respect for the body of Christ. But guess who they want to connect to? They want to connect to you, who is righteous and holy and made from good seeds. Guess what? Because your seed renders a harvest. And you know they trifling. And so they cipher your blessings from you. This is why it's better to be alone. So they begin to cipher your blessings from you. And you can't tell. All of a sudden you start seeing yourself go down. You're finding yourself being in promiscuous relationships. You're committing affairs on your partner. Why are you committing affairs on your partner? There's something ciphering in that house. There's something trifling in that house. Some of us are, and I can't tell you, one time I ended up in a relationship with a guy and everybody swore this guy was like the perfect guy. He never does anything wrong. I can't tell you, this man is known for ciphering. All the young women hair coming out. You dating women, their hair is coming out in like a lot of hair just coming out of their head, stressed out. Why are their hair coming out? Because they dating you. And guess what? They never get that back. Some of them may not never get their hair back and their crown back because there's something picking at their crown. These birds picking at their crown. Vultures picking at their crown, picking at their heads. And it's in multiple dimensions and multiple ways and multiple forms that I'm saying this to you, but you might grasp one, but you might not grasp it all. So whichever one you grasp, may God bless you with this gift that I'm giving you of word. But it's a lot that go on. You got people, they want to be in relationship with you, so they feel that if they take you down to nothing, they'll get a chance to be your partner. So they sit there for years and years plotting, saying, this one, she don't give her no money. Don't let her have nothing. Don't let her do nothing. Don't let her prosper. Don't let her have. Don't let her, don't. And this is constant and consistently. They're blocking blessings, blocking you from having, blocking you from growing. And then you just like, well, when am I going to ever have? When am I going to ever grow? And you never do. You know why you're never growing? You know why you're never having? You know why you never have what you're supposed to have? The reason why these things are taking place, because their agendas is to take you down to nothing. They didn't come with an agenda to prosper you. They didn't come with an agenda to grow you. They didn't come with an agenda for you to have. They came with an agenda that strictly says, okay, so and so I don't want to see have nothing. So and so I don't want to see grow. So and so I don't want to see prosper. And that's their agenda. That's their goal. That's their aim. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they come at you with that. And you may never have, because guess what? This is a guy that wants to be a prospect for you. But at the same time, you probably saying, "Oh, I'm not dating anybody." So now you're going through turmoil because you're not dating anybody. They trying to take your crown, your hair out your head because you refuse to date anybody. But guess what? This spirit leads to another spirit called hoism. And when you're talking to them about it, because I'm telling you about demonic possession, because a lot of times you're in a matriarch system, a maid system, and it is ruling over you. And you're not ruling over it because you haven't even gotten up or even strong enough to rule over anything. And none of it has your best interest at heart. None of it. So you go into trap after trap after trap, cycle after cycle after cycle, trifling people after trifling people after trifling people, people that you thought you knew, you had no idea was this trifling because they masquerade up. And this is the life that you're forced to live. Is it fair to you? No. Is it what it's supposed to be? No. You have to know what you're dealing with point blank. Know what you're dealing with. Know how to deal with the problems. Know how to deal with the issue, because the enemy's going to sit up there and call something that's against you something that's for you. Can you distinguish between the two? By their fruits you shall know it. By their fruits you should know about it. What are their fruits displaying to you? And sometimes you see the fruits clearly, but guess what, Calbella? You can't change nothing because you're living a heifer lifestyle. And you can't change anything as a heifer. And they know this. So you're living a heifer lifestyle like it's golden in desolation, and you're not aware of what all you're losing in the process. So in your seasons of gain, it's ciphered from you. Why? Because of sin. And your season of gain is ciphered from you. Why? Because they're ciphering automatically, but they just want to give you the seed that you sowed, not the harvest that you're supposed to have. Here come your seed that you sowed. Where's my harvest? So you don't forgot that you're the person that was doing the planting. This was your vineyard. You don't forgot, baby, I had to sow good seeds to actually make this possible. Now that the good seeds are sown, you got people saying, I want to be so and so. I want to be this person. You know why they want to be you? They got a bad reputation, and your reputation is good. You're known for being good. You could be good at being bad, but you're known for being good at everything. And since you're good at everything, and they know you good because you're mankind, they like to use you as a weapon. So they sit up here and they program you to do evil stuff because you're good at everything, because God created you good. And guess what? Since you created good, you good at everything. So they try to use you for bad things instead of good things. And guess what? Around the wrong social group, you will fall into all kind of occultic behavior. Half of the stuff you're going to go through is occultic. Occultic. Guess what? But you don't know about occultic stuff. You know why they kept that from you and told you, okay, don't learn about what these people that's occultic doing? Because guess what? By their fruits, you're going to know them, right? But if you don't know what fruit you're looking for, you can never identify who the occultic is. So how you going to stop something or disassociate yourself from something that you don't know that's what it is? You hearing songs, we like the party. Hey, yeah, we like the party, but there's something that I need to tell you about those parties. Sometimes those are slave parties. They're conjuring demons to put on you, to enslave you with. You sitting up there, you eat, and all of a sudden you get a spiritual demon that requires you to eat all the time. How do you get rid of that demon? Fasting and prayer. This kind comes out through fasting. That's the way you pray on that one. That's the prayer. You have to fast, or you suffer the consequences of not fasting. So you're eating. Okay. This one comes out through fasting and prayer. Okay, now you're dealing with another demon, because once that demon knows, like, okay, they own to the fact that I'm trying to make them overeat. Now, let's see if I can get it to undereat. Now, how am I going to take this demon out? I'm going to take it out through balancing out my life and doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to eat proper portions. I'm going to eat what I'm supposed to eat. And what I'm not supposed to eat, I'm not going to have nothing to do with. Okay? That demon becomes aware. He say, okay, well, now I got to come at you with something else. So now you're dealing with them pulling you into the party, pulling you into their group and their lodge, and putting you on display. So that's where the feces and the pee and all that stuff like that, and they're trying to put it in your mouth and all this crap comes from. So every time you eat, they're either putting stuff in your mouth or jigging something down your throat to try to make you throw it up. See, but they don't tell you about that part. But that's only to make you starve yourself out, because they say, okay, if I can't get you voluntarily, now I'm going to take it by force and I'm going to torture you until you give it to me. But when they realize that you still don't give it up through torture, okay, I came at you first with fasting. I came at you second with balance. Now I'm coming at you and letting you know that I will nourish myself and present myself as a holy sacrifice before God, doing everything that's holy and presentable before Him. And I'm not going to stop nourishing myself because this is illogical behavior. Okay, so now you beat the torture. You're able to eat, but you beat the torture. They still shoving stuff down your throat. They don't want you to take your medication. You about to throw up your medication. You about to throw up a lot of different stuff, and you don't understand why you feeling somebody just shoving stuff down your throat. You're talking, they still doing it. And you still sit up there and you say, okay, well, I'm going to continue to present myself as a holy sacrifice, is doing what I know is right, doing what some of the stuff that I was taught in school about health and nutrition, doing what I was taught in the church, how I am supposed to present myself by the pastor and those that had authority over me in my youth, that taught me wisdom, taught me righteousness, that taught me the right way. And I'm going to sit up there, I'm going to get in this word of God, and I'm going to pray and do what I have to do to actually defeat this thing. Then comes your awakening. Oh, but in your awakening, we likes to party. So it don't want you woke up, because it's ready for a mental battle now. Oh, it's going to battle you mentally. So you're eating your food and it's sitting up there. It's trying to destroy your physical body because you're still in the subconscious. It is still trying. It is still trying to destroy you. So you're sitting up there and you eating, and all of a sudden you got switches going on. You're eating and you're tasting stuff defiled. You're eating and you're trying to get through that situation. You're eating and sometimes you feel like you ate chitlins 7 days a week. And when I say chitlins, I'm talking about goat chitlins, pig chitlins, chicken feces, goat feces, everything that you can possibly think of to stop your appetite and stop you from actually nourishing your body, because the body needs nourishment. The spirit, let me tell you something. The spirit, they set up there and they taught me this years and years ago. Your spirit needs mental stimulation. It needs nourishment as far as food wise. It needs to be taken care of the same way you would take care of your physical body. You must take care of your spiritual body the same way. So if you find yourself in a matriarch system where you're saying, okay, well, spiritually I'm bound, but I will not release and render my spirit to captivity, because that body that's laying there, they have put devices in it to control that body. And the only way you will defeat the control mechanisms that they put into that body, if you defeat the control of the matriarch system. And they're not going to tell you that. Take it from me. And I am not a high priestess. This is stuff, this is information. They put me in a high priestess place to reveal it to you, to tell it to you, like Moses. Moses was put in a high priestess position to reveal the secrets of God before those that were ignorant of God. But I am not of the status. I have to confess. Truthfully, I'm not where I'm supposed to be to even relinquish half the knowledge that I'm giving to y'all. But I give it nevertheless, because it's stuff that's happening to me so I can testify. Please let me testify. They've been accusing me. Let me testify. Take my testimony. Use it. Because I'm telling you things that are going on. So the whole purpose is to train you like this. So when you sit up there and you get back into your body, you get back from the subconscious and the unconscious state and the vegetative state that you were in, and you back into your normal self. You're back into your consciousness. You're no longer considered dead. You're no longer considered what you once would be. Are you choosing life? Did you choose life spiritually? When you were journeying the spiritual path, did you choose life? Did you entertain the foolishness? Did you choose life? Did you avenge what needed to be avenged and what did not need to be avenged? Did you just be like, whatever? Were you smart enough to let go of some of the battles that was sitting up there keeping you distracted? The things that you love, did you sacrifice the things that you love to sit up there and actually fight a better battle? They're not going to tell you about that. See, because some of these people will snatch up your children, snatch up your family, snatch up everything. And that's only a distraction battle. That's a distraction battle tactic. And that distraction battle tactic, they say, oh, it's a real battle. when they feel like it's beneficial to them. But truth be told, that's not even where the real battle lies. And they're never going to tell you that. They're never going to wake you up to the truth about some of this stuff. So this is part of the reason why I choose to divulge it, because I know what I've been through. So these distractions, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention to the people that's hiring you right now? Whether you laying down or you standing up and walking and working and doing what you do. Who's hiring you? Are you paying attention to the people that's hiring you? Are you paying attention to who wants to be your landlord? Are you paying attention to your surroundings? Are you paying attention to who's your president? If your president is a Trump, that means the president was presidency. Being a president was overthrown. It was trumped. That says our government has been overthrown. And I don't care how many times you impeach, you're going to have to probably go through the terms of the overthrow. Now, this is another thing. Are you being overthrown? Okay? They constantly want to employ you. Why do you want to employ me? Some of them want to only pay you what you aren't supposed to have. You are meant to make 80, 100,000. They trying to pay you $1,000 a month. You supposed to make $100,000 salary, sweetheart. $80,000 salary. Why are you only making $2,000 a month? And the $2,000 ain't even enough to cover everything that you have need for, or the $1,000 ain't even enough to cover everything that you have need for. You know why? Because that's a Trump. You have been overthrown. And this is part of the reason why we talk about the free system, which we are appreciative of. I'm appreciative of food stamps, Medicaid, Social Security, all these different things. But you don't know that the free system was overthrown. We got a president that's a Trump. You've been already overthrown. But you're not getting it yet. You're in a dream stasis. This is the reason why you're going through these different like things are constantly, like you can't even tell whether you woke or sleep. That's another way that same spirit that I was telling you about that deals with the food and all this different stuff. Oh, he invited friends. Now the friends is messing with you mentally. And you can barely function. This is why your body's shutting down. Because you imagine somebody feeding you chitlins, feces, pee, and all this different stuff. You're guaranteed to have hepatitis A, B, C, and everything else. A lot of y'all seen how I did my eyes right here. I'm not Mason. I'm not my son. Trust me. I'm a daughter of God. But the reason why I'm doing this is because I feel something like sitting up there wiping my eyes and messing with my eyes. So I'm forced to do that. So I'm not my son. I'm not my daughter. I'm a child of God. Yeah, we was organized together, but it's something totally different. Some are still faithful to the faith. Some are not. And I respect those who choose the path that they chose, because after all the hell that we all went through, it was hard for me to even stay with God. I had to come to this thing prayed up. My son know that. I had to pray about this thing because I was up under so much pressure. They witness. They know. They ain't slow. They know. Nobody understands the challenges that you're gonna go through. So you gotta sit up here and now you gotta outthink some of your demons that's gonna sit up there and try to possess you. Cause this thing is not just gonna come at you one way. So when you start seeing yourself go through mental attacks, you want to stay in the house, you want to cuddle up, you want to look, man, I gotta throw in the towel, man. Mentally, I'm going through. No, mentally, you're gonna have to get up and you're gonna have to fight like our people did back in the old days. And you're gonna have to go out there in that cold. And trust me, it's a cold world. You're gonna have to go out there amongst them demons that's masquerade up. You're gonna cry in your bed. Especially if you don't have God, man. When I didn't have God, man, I sat there and I cried. God, I don't want to go out there. I won't go out there amongst that because guess what? My enemy was beating my body physically. So a lot of times they're showing you they got you listening to stuff talking about screaming, people screaming and all this different stuff. Those people are being tormented. See, they talking about Inky, Angel, and all them different things. Let me tell you what Inky is. Inky is the abyss. Havel, something like that. That's them sitting up there hovering over you while you in the abyss. They watching over you. They telling you what positions that they're playing in this. One's keeping you in the abyss. The other one's watching over you while you're in the abyss. And they're saying that these are the three gods that fought for control over the earth. That's what keep you with Satan. That's what got you with Lucifer. And they ain't gonna confess this to you because these gangsters is gangster. So they'll tell you, oh, this is God and that is God. Lo, go over there. You might find God. But I'm gonna tell you about the true God. God says God is the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. Trust me. I sit there and I listen to testimonies all the time, Christian testimonies and people of God testimonies and stuff like that. And then God begins to reveal certain stuff to me about these dream stasis that we're being placed into that's supposed to keep us comatose. So we're going comatose in a dream stasis that you might not never hear about because guess what? We censor ourselves and they know that. I censor myself. I will not watch MA. But guess what? MA got all the cussing, all the sexual activities and everything that's demonic on it. Occultic got the same stuff. All the cussing, everything that's demonic, everything that's sexual in it. But there's some messages that you're going to have to get out of some of this stuff, even though you censor, that we're going to have to bring to the forefront. And I'm going to have to divulge because we're going through it. And you have to learn the defense tactics to defeat it. And you might not find it in the cultic because you might not find it in their book. But you're going to have to find it some kind of way. So you may not find it in their book, in their Bibles, but you're going to have to find it some kind of way. You might not find it in ours. Because there's a certain thing I got to tell you about spiritual connection. Are you serious? Or are you playing? Because I can tell you a spirit, a puppeteer you in a minute. And you ain't even the one doing sin. I can't tell you how many times I've been overthrown and I didn't do anything wrong. These people start lying. They start putting demons on me. I can't tell you I'm working jobs. They're like, oh, we're at 99%. Huh? How you get at 99%? I get up, I go to work. I work. What is this 99% you're talking about? And I can't tell you Some of these people feel like if you work for them, you're their slave. Well, let me make you a believer, baby. I serve a mighty God. Let me make you a believer. Some of these people, power of attorney. You're working, they're asking for power of attorneys. They're not telling you why they asking for this stuff. You have power. They're not advocating on your behalf. Some of them advocating against you. The very person that hire you, you sitting up there, you working your job, you trying to protect them, you trying to show them, hey, such and such, such and such, such and such, such and such. And they're showing you they're not even in a circumstance or a positioning to advocate to protect you. Because they ain't even protecting themselves because they're not people of God. So they can't protect you because they're not in the element of protecting people. They're deers. They're vulnerable. They're what people use for a sacrifice. They like sheep. They sleep. They like the buck. They think they ghosts, but that's the same realm. Depending on what you serving, you the same ram. You the same sheep. You the same Bambi. Trust me, I done seen predators become Bambis overnight. It's the same thing. So at some point, when are you going to wake up to the revelation that, okay, well, I got to serve God because I can either serve God or certain stuff going to rule over me. I can serve God or I will not sit up there and be where I want to be. And trust me, you won't have to go in them traps. You can let a million people tell you, oh no, sweetheart, you'll never have to deal with a trap. We're God-fearing people. Let me tell you something. The most godly places, sometimes you find the worstest demons. They be lingering around that thing connected to something totally different from you. But the moment you walked in the room and they know you're a warrior, it connects clean to you. And this is the stuff that they're not preparing us for. Why? Why aren't you prepared for it? Because you didn't know. Guess what? Y'all get in them schoolhouses. Y'all want to play? Y'all want to code all day? You want a boyfriend? You want a girlfriend? Every time you get in them schools, you want a boyfriend? You want a girlfriend? Guess what? I ain't just talking about them. Some of y'all on these jobs the same doggone way. You get on the job, all of a sudden you got a boyfriend or girlfriend trying to cope. Because that's the first hit. The boyfriend and girlfriend thing. You don't know how to separate work from your personal life. And they know you don't know separation of business. So you go in there, you coding, you dating, you getting it down, and you end up a part of the party. Because we likes the party. And now you connected with the wrong party that's against you, that's consuming your mind, body, soul, and spirit. Because you like the party. I like the party too. But trust me, when I come through, I'm coming through with a whole different crew. Because trust me, when he told Cain, you do good, good follow you. Baby, I'm good at everything I do. So I'm knowing good's following. I know good follows. That's why I'm not even stressing. We come through with a whole crew, whether seen or unseen. I be in a Joker area and seeing them clear as day. They trying to close down my eyes so I can't see nothing. At home, they got to pay it to come out here and sit in the parking lot and try to keep me under control, keep me tame. And that's on both sides. The comatose side and the one that's woke. So imagine how bad a Joker really gotta be for them to sit up there and have to create a well like this. And they ain't just got one, they got a whole bunch of them in the abyss. And I play in the masterminds. So you can only imagine how crazy it gets. And I'm just like, I'm saying this because this is stuff that nobody was able to tell me. You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with people, but they like, hush, child. It's gonna be all right. We're gonna get you through this. Hush, child. Hush, 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 child. Hush, child. Excuse me, but this ain't living. Hush, child. It's gonna be all right. Hush. We're gonna get you through this. I don't want to just get through this. I don't want to just survive this. I want to conquer this. I want what's mine out of this. Cause this ain't living to me. And that's something your people don't get. Cause yeah, you'll get through it. We'll get you through it. You're gonna get through it either way. That's just automatic given. You're gonna get through it whether you obtain something or you don't obtain nothing. You're gonna wake up. The problem is when you get through it, are you strong enough for the fight that's gonna take place on the other side? Now that's something they don't tell you about either. And sometimes it's not physical fighting. It's not you physically fist fighting. See, a lot of y'all think you're gonna get up and you're gonna fist fight. Some sets do that. Certain situations, certain matriarch situations will put you in that. So you gotta prepare for that too. But guess what? You comatose. You can't move. But you're gonna still prepare for it like you can. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed to know what the spirit do. Amazed. That's why they're gonna try to bound you. You're gonna be seeing them do rituals right while you fighting. And you never caught up to it. You hard down in a fist fight and a joker doing a ritual, like trying to signal jokers to blind you in the look, man, hurry up and blind her before she do something to me. And y'all still ain't woke to it. Or hurry up and blind him before he do something to me. Cause I gotta say it's for both of male and female. I gotta say this to you because you really register what I say and you only think it applies to women. And I can't get you to understand what I'm saying to these women, these females, is for you as a man or a male. It's for all mankind. It's not a limitation to it. It's not me sitting up there trying to water it down for you, baby. This is no delusion. I can't tell you some of this stuff I'm fighting, but some of this stuff I don't even have all the solutions to. But I'm fighting it nevertheless. I can't tell you sometimes I'm solving problems and still sit up there and find defeat. They ain't gonna never tell you that part. Hold up. Y'all know y'all did everything wrong. You identify everything that these people did wrong. You pointed out everything pretty much that they did wrong. But their tribunal don't have respect for the law because they haven't realized that we gotta live in this. So they say, okay, you know what? They may have to live in it, but we don't. We out. We're all the way up. Y'all the only one laying down there in the matriarch system. Because we like to party. And they up. But you ain't. So when you're going through these things and you sitting up there, you find it hard to believe in God. Man, it's hard to believe in God when everything's gone. Man, no matter how hard I worked at that thing, man, everything done. Man, I slaved and still didn't get nowhere. Everything done. I know some people living on their job right now. And honestly, their parents own the job. They living on it. All they do is just work, and sleep at the job. Bathe at the job. Clothes are at the job. They don't even leave the job. They work and everything's there. And y'all still don't get it. Every day it's getting harder and harder for us to survive. So prepare yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna see how emotionally strong some people are, or mentally strong some people are when they sit up there and they start seeing that a joker sitting up there, they done inserted stuff in your brains trying to disconnect you from your own brain. Bowler hat, meet the Robinsons. But like the Robinsons said, baby, keep moving forward. When you meet that group there, a lot of people don't even know who the Robinsons is. That's another whole large group. Key message. Hopefully you got it. When you meet the Robinsons, all they can tell you is, baby, keep moving forward. This thing get real around here. Just keep moving forward, baby. Just keep moving forward. It gonna hurt you. Just keep moving forward. I remember going to school, going to college. And I sat up there, I quit my job so that I'm like, man, I'm not retaining anything, man. Nothing's sticking. Nothing's sticking, man. I gotta drop this job so that I can keep moving forward. I gotta start my company. I can't keep on because nothing's registering, nothing's sticking. And I finally understand why the Robinsons was saying keep moving forward, and why the other one was saying, hush, child, it's gonna be all right. Just keep fighting. But fight in silence. Because I can't tell you, every time I post a video, some of the weapons that I'm giving to you, they using a martial art on me. And guess what? I ain't even mad, but I want them to know that I have to sit up there and I have to counter so that they meet defeat, because I need them to know that they don't just win like that. So yeah, it's quite the fight, you guys. I like I said, everything that I'm telling you is for your benefit. I'm long-winded. I don't care. I took communication class. I know that I'm supposed to do a video under 5 minutes. And since your attention span so short because they got you on ADHD, they only allowing me 3 minutes. And in them 3 minutes, I can't give you everything. So every once in a while, I sit here and I pour my heart out on these videos and make them 30 minutes, hour long, 2 hour long, whatever. So you can get it. Because it's a lot to get. And we ain't got enough time. And guess what? I'm still not done. I'm still not done. I just gave you some of what was on my chest and my heart and my mind to give you. But yet and still, I'm still not done because it's so much more. Now imagine these people, they done been around since biblical times. I don't compare to an inky. Them jokers done created an abyss to trap people and hold people in slavery. Some of them call it their own matriarch system. And they filled that mess with webs. And I ain't never took the class, so I know I can't be a it. I ain't took tech yet. But I'm still clowning with them though. Because I'm serving God the whole time. I don't know technology. I don't know algebra like I'm supposed to. Yeah, I know algebra, but I don't know college algebra. Because I still haven't even took that. That's one of my pre-requirements to actually graduate. But that should tell you something. But I'm the same one that got more college credits that I can't even get covered for school, because sometimes they're going to tell me, okay, you have enough credits for a bachelor's degree. That should tell you something. But it get real. So y'all know what y'all dealing with. I just tell it like it is. I tell the truth. Y'all finna go against mental wars. Don't be frightened. Don't be afraid. Y'all gonna go through vision compromise. When you start going through vision compromise and you driving down that highway and that highway begins to change, like you sitting up there, you seeing your childhood highway. Kid you not. We're riding down the road. I know this highway like the back of my hand because we used to have to drive it to go to church every Sunday. I pretty much because they want to go to certain churches or they want to go to Golden Corral in certain locations. We got one. They don't want that one. They want the one that's on this road. And the landscaping begins to change because you're now in simulation, which is comatose state, and they're brain probing. So when you sit up there and you hear them talking about, oh, well, you had a brain tumor, you had this, you had that. The reason why you can't, that person can't talk or whatever the case may be is because spiritually, when you were sitting down there, you did not educate yourself. So we must, it's a must, educate ourselves to a degree that we have never been in before. Now, the moment you start educating yourself, you're going to learn free is probably your best friend. Free is your best friend because guess what? They don't want you with money. Know why they don't want you with money? Because they don't want you to have anything. They don't want you to have anything. If you sit up there and you get a house on housing authority, and housing authority is good people, but I'm going to tell you, get a house on housing authority, somebody's going to come in that house on you. You're going to notice some strange things. You get your own apartment, you still going to notice the same strange things. You know why? Things are strange because we likes to party. So while you amongst the parties, and they start looking at you strange like, this one's unknown because you don't know Jesus. You don't know God. This one without party because you don't know God. You don't know Jesus. You don't know God is the way. Yeah, way. Oh, you mad? Yeah, sure. I know you mad. But I stay rolling with y'all sure. So when they get mad, I be like, oh, Allah. You feel like it's okay to lie to me, but I know Allah will sit up there and reveal it all. Oh, the way I live ain't normal, but I know something that is. I know the Norman. Oh, it's kind of late. Yeah, I know some saints. It's a lot on my plate, but I'm okay. I'm going to still have faith. Trust when I tell you, you're going to be up against a lot. Don't forsake every pillar that's been attacked, the government being attacked. That pillar is your way out. Start looking up Florida laws and statutes and start reading those statutes and learning your position and in those statutes. Those statutes going to teach you how to educate yourself and everything. I'm sitting up here, I'm speaking to people and I say, okay, well, the Department of Education basically issued a statute that says this is what our children are supposed to be taught in school. According to you, you test them within that school system through the FCAT, SATs, and all these different tests to test proficiency up under the Florida statutes that the Department of Education basically put into place as a cabinet. So therefore, if we have an educational cabinet and this is a mandate within a state, and we ain't just talking about our state, we talking about the United States as a whole, then why my kid is not meeting standards? And I sent my child to school every day. This is part of the reason why we send them to school every day and make sure that they check off their attendance. I send them to school every day. What y'all got going on? Why them demons in that school? Why y'all ain't doing y'all job? Why y'all ain't getting the problem children up out of the school system? Why y'all ain't sitting up there telling us that we have to probably educate our kids at home to make sure they reach all the standards and statutes? Because if they don't reach all the standards and statutes, there are certain consequences that they may face for being unproficient. But nobody want to talk about that, so I let them do their thing. But I spoke on it, I preached on it and stuff like that. I gotta let this go though, because I'm running to about an hour. So hopefully y'all get it. God bless.